Welcome back to Just Create, where last time I achieved nothing I set out to do, but instead replaced my storage system because the old one had too many issues, and then spent the rest of the episode troubleshooting, fixing, and complaining about my power network. But that was 2 days ago, and I've just logged back in to see the power is still running, so hopefully that's the end of that. And maybe now we know it's working, we can actually get it installed elsewhere, although I do still need to catch up with Chosen to find out where he wants his generator, and Jojo is actually on holiday for the week, so yeah, I guess that one's going to be on hold for a bit. And I've still not been able to catch up with Throw Lash and Eggs yet to actually sell it to them. So we may get some of that sorted in today's episode, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that one, based on how the last episode went. Now, back to this familiar view. We spent many a time standing here last episode staring at this, and we kept saying we were going to terraform it. But then we kept getting interrupted by Foxy. But I am going to terraform this now. I'm just going to wait a second in case Foxy comes to interrupt me. Nope, it appears we're all good. We can actually crack on.
Beardy.
Oh, for God. What?
We need to figure out where the train station's gonna go, because I made a track.
Oh, amazing. I was literally just saying how every time I try to do something over here, I get interrupted. But this is a good interruption. This is actually related to what it's related to what I'm doing. So yes.
Oh!
And it's not complaining about power, but there's nothing to complain about with power, by the way. Are you sure you don't want power?
You said you didn't want any distractions, so I should distract you. Let's talk about this train station.
Yes, clever. Okay, cool. So right, I'm about to flatten out this bit over here. We're going to be putting in the train station. So you say you've built rails?
I have built a lot of rails, in fact. I built a 3,000 block railway.
What? When did you do that?
Yeah.
I was only not online for a day.
Well, yesterday.
Okay, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. That adds up. Okay, right.
Yeah,
So you're wondering where you need to bring it in over here to match up with where the station's
Pretty much,
going.
yeah, because I brought it over to the shoreline over by the ocean, just north of Chosen's area so far.
Oh, okay, right.
And
so
I
you're
just
close.
don't really know where to bring it into the mountain to bring it across into the valley area.
Right. Okay. So follow me. So over here, there's one block
Yes.
that marks everything. This one right here.
This one marks everything.
Yep. This is the start of everything. So this Y level, which I think is like 97, and this block here. So this is the left-hand rail, and then one rail width apart. So over here somewhere is going to be
72. So right here then.
Yeah, right-hand rail. Yep. Right, so that was an acceptable interruption because it was to do with what I'm actually doing. Now, I need a whole bunch of dirt and grass. What have I got? About 12k combined. That's certainly going to be enough to get me started, but I don't know how far it's actually going to get me. Let's start placing blocks and find out. Well, it's next day in real life. That took absolutely forever, and we're still not done yet. I spent about 3 hours streaming over on Twitch, which was the first in a long time and was a lot of fun. We'll be doing more of those. And I did manage to get a whole bunch of this dirt in, but we certainly didn't get it finished, and then I spent the evening doing the rest. In fact, Eggs even came along and gave me a hand towards the end, which is great because he also brought lots of extra dirt and grass with him, which I definitely needed by that stage. And I've also just put a wall in the front here as well for now. I don't really know how this is going to sort of mix in with this side of the landscape. There might even be more shops down here. I don't really know yet, but I think for a starting point that's definitely a lot better. We've got a lot more space to put a station in, and overall it's going to be a lot easier to picture what we want to do here. But while I was doing this, we also paid a little visit to Chosen because, well, we still wanted to get him hooked up to the grid. Here's how that went. Over to you, Beardstone. Whoa.
Hello, Mr. Latestone.
Look, okay, I've been busy. I've had a couple of problems I've needed to sort out, okay, to ensure that you have flawless power. I decided to use Foxy as a test subject, and I'll tell you what, after the last couple of days, you're going to be glad I did.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah.
I will be happy. I'll be happy then. I set up temporary power right now just to.
Yeah, I noticed. I saw it from over there where I've been creating a big flat area for, well, you know, all the station-y goodness and all that stuff. And I saw this on the hill and I thought, well, can't be having that.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now.
So you need some real power going on over here, don't you?
I do.
I'm ready to install your power, which hopefully will work.
Okay. I'm down for power.
That was some really convincing sales spiel for me there.
Perfect timing too. Yeah, because like I'm already running low. Like I barely even touched this thing.
Doesn't appear that way. That means you need power nice and quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely soon. Yeah, that'll be nice.
So me and Chosen headed over to the power plant so I could show him how the mechanism worked. Whee! Where do you go? What in the world is going on? What is happening? What? What was that? That looked so weird on my screen. You were flying all over the place.
Yeah, I was just face down in the ground, spinning around. I was like, don't die, don't die, don't die.
What? No, get your hands off my levers. Oh, no, no. Oh.
I did it, yes.
Following this randomness, I proceeded to show Chosen how everything works, introduced him to Jimmy, and then he showed me where he'd like it installed at his base, which was just behind the meat shed. Alrighty, so we're going to be building over here for Chosen. We're going to get our lovely little power supply thing in, which means I need to dig a little bit of a hole first. So that's the hole dug, and I've just lined up where the schematic's actually going to go in there, and I have my checklist out of the cannon. So if we go give this to Frank, like so, he'll send through everything he has in stock that's related to what I need. So let's grab all of this, get it loaded up into some shulkers. Let's put them in there and see what's outstanding. So we still need a bunch of stuff, actually. More than I was expecting. I guess we've got some crafting to do. So I reckon we are good to go. All right, so that should all be good to go now, apart from actually connecting the power. So, yeah, I guess I should get on that now. Let's put that there. And I've got so much faith in this system, I'm not even going to test it. Let's go get Chosen and just hope it turns on.
Oh, is it done?
I think so. I've done everything apart from test it, because I thought it'd be more fun if I got you just to throw these tokens in there, press the button, and hope for the best.
Okay. Perfect.
But it should work. The power's hooked up. I've been checking the power station throughout to make sure that even though it's not loaded, it's still producing power, and it is doing what it's supposed to be doing now. So if you come around this side, load up your tokens.
Put them in the bin.
Yep, and press the button to start it. Wait a second.
And oop,
Something's spinning.
there it goes. It looks like it's working.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Although your readout isn't working. Oh, I see. It's because I changed a little bit of the layout in here. Give me a second. There's this one here. Is the wrong way around. Can I get underneath it? No, fine. I just need to put this in like that. There you go. There we go. That should work now.
Oh, there we go. The top's not working though. Thank you for the power. This is fantastic.
You do sound genuinely happy,
hook it in.
which is good. That's what we like. That's what we like over at Beardy
I don't
Power
want
Co.
more windmills.
Happy customers. Yeah, you can remove your windmills. You can get your space back.
Yes, that is going to be perfect. I'll take it. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the power.
You're welcome.
I mean,
anyway.
there's a reason IRL we pay for power. We don't want to make it ourselves. Oh, yes.
Right, another soon-to-be hopefully happy customer, because, as I say, I think we have actually fixed all this. Now, what's going on? Why am I going all over the... Well, but yes, as I was saying, this appears to be consistently working now, which is good. So I guess now you get to go back to the me that has already placed all the dirt that I'm about to place, because these clips are all in a weird order. Good times. Back to you, future Beardstone. Thanks, past Beardstone. Right, so here we are. Now, what I want to do is, first up, is probably just get the big long lines in where these tracks are going to go. So this layer here is still one layer below where we need it, so I'm just going to start laying some blocks, really, and head off in that general direction. Nope, that general direction. You don't spin round as fast when you're zoomed in, it turns out. And I think for the base underneath the track for now, I'm just going to do it all out of tuff. Normally I use gravel and other gravel variants, but in this mod pack I don't actually have gravel variants, so I'm thinking we'll use tuff as the main block because it's also got slabs, which is good if we're going to go up and down hill. And then when we're making it look nice, we'll just mix in a bit of gravel here and there. Get rid of all that. We don't need that. Alrighty, so tracks, they're going to be coming out of the wall there from my side, then going back that way. I think what I'm going to do is go make lots and lots of rail, or train track I should say, because then I can just hold these in my offhand and place the rail and it'll place all the blocks for me, which would be nice. Let's pick up these two bits here, which Stam left behind, and what's the actual recipe for rail? How do I make rail? Can't remember. Nope, it's called track. Stone slabs, nuggets, and a press. And I'm pretty sure that Stam has actually made a rail machine. Track machine. Got to keep calling it track. Rail is the Minecraft one. Track is the create one. And let's get a stack of iron and a few stacks of stone. And I would imagine it's going to be in here somewhere. I know I've seen it. I just can't remember where it was. Is it this one? Yep, looks like this one. Let's get nuggets in the top. Stone in the bottom. And here comes our track. Excellent. Right, so we've got a whole bunch of rail. Let's start laying some down. We just want a nice, long, straight rail first. And if we do that, it should place... Yeah, there we go. Tough underneath everything. So this track is then going to continue on over in this direction. Same with this one. Just like that. So we are going to have to dig out some more area there because, I don't know, is that going to be long enough for a train station? Because I also want to have some other rails that go off over the back here so that we've got rails for sort of delivery items and things like that. I've just been working out where we can put these sort of rail yard drop-off type lines, and I think we're going to want quite a few, maybe like 6 lines that sort of break off from the start here and then rejoin further down, because there are quite a few of us on the server, and I think we're going to need the space for all the trains, and it'll be nice for the trains to have alternative routes if the stations are full and things like that. So what I'm thinking is we'll bring a line over and have like a main double line that goes down the middle here, and then from this line we'll have bits that split off on either side, which does mean I need to do a little bit more digging. We need to remove this area here, which is probably a good thing because I need more dirt anyway. I'm pretty much out. But we need to lower this whole area down to the same level as this, which I guess means we've got quite a lot to carve out over here. There's a bit of a sort of natural ridge here already. So if we were to take that across there, yeah, that'll give us enough space. And then we can just keep trimming this down until we get down to the right level. Now, before I go too much further, I want to work out exactly where these rails are going. So let's start with a connection over here. I'm not going to worry about layering underneath because we're probably going to end up changing a bunch of this. Now, I'm just going to dump in a bunch of these straight bits here. Get that bit out at an angle, so that can then go off and connect to these two, like that. Okay, so something like that, I think, is what we're going to need. Which also means we're going to need to lose quite a lot of this hilly, mountainy type thing over here. Probably back to at least sort of this area, because we need space for these tracks to come out and then come back in again before they then go off to their other destinations. So I guess with that in mind, I should probably get digging. And I think I'm going to start here and just get these tracks in. And then from there, I can start to work out where these ones need to connect up and exactly how much I actually need to dig out. There's definitely a lot of digging in this episode. In fact, there's that much to dig out. It probably makes sense just to use my big drill. Right, off you go. Okay, so I've done a whole lot of digging. It looks like I need to do a bit more lighting, but I think I've got all the rail in for the station, and this area is absolutely humongous. So this is what I'm currently thinking. We'll have our main passenger station here, so we'll be able to put in some platforms either side, and then we've got these smaller lines off to the edge here, and these are going to be for freight trains and deliveries and things like that. The Wonderful Eggs has also been roped in again to do some digging, by which I mean he loves digging, and he saw me digging out a mountain and couldn't help but get involved, which is amazing because it saves me a bit of work. But scale-wise, I think this is going to work quite well. The only thing I have kind of misjudged is this bit here at the front, because if this is where we're having our passenger station, it's probably going to come out quite wide to around here somewhere, which means I'm probably going to need to redo this entire sort of cliff face here and get some more grass in. Well, that sounds like a problem for future Beardy. For now, I need to sell some power, and I think I've got a target in mind. In fact, Throwlash is on as well. Maybe I can get both at the same time. Good news, I wasn't recording any of that. People are just going to have to go check out your video, Eggs, and your video, Throwlash, if they want to see the conversation. So
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, that's all good. But they get to see this bit, which is fantastic. So just a quick catch up. I have convinced Eggs to have power because he needs it because of all the lag he's creating. And Throwlash is being a hippie. So we'll come back to Throwlash.
Whoa.
Look,
Why
that's the
am
quick
I
summary.
creating the
That's the
lag?
quick summary, isn't it?
Why am I creating the lag?
Well, we all are.
Yeah.
I wasn't singling you out, Eggs. It just
just-
sounded
sounded
like
like
I
it.
was. It just
Let's
sounded
sneeze real
exactly
quick
like
in the
I was. Yeah.
Welcome to my battery bank.
Yeah. See, I see the problem. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely an issue.
There's 3 coils in here, and this is just for this building.
Right, yeah, okay, so you're definitely in need of some power then. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, well, where would you like me to install the unit? I could install it underground down here for you if you like.
I'd say replace the water wheels here. Have the panel like sit. Maybe we dig out this wall a little bit.
I will install a panel for you. You also get complimentary 2.5 days power free when you first get installed as well. So lucky you. Cool. I'll get you sorted out with power then. For now, can I just say thank you very much for your help with all the digging and dirt placing. It's been an absolute nightmare.
Oh, no problem. I'll finish up the rest and then I'll call it a day for today.
You absolute hero. Thanks, Eggs, and I'll get you installed soon. Right, the question is, how are we going to convince Throwlash that what he really needs is some proper power? I mean, wind power's fine and all, but it doesn't provide that much.
We should be able to put some more water wheels right there.
No! We've literally just had this conversation, Throwlash.
So what I wanted to see if they could go there and they... Oh. All right, so yeah.
Unbelievable.
I was gonna put some more water wheels.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
More water wheels?
Yeah, there's definitely none in there. You don't have to go in there. Nope, there's none. Nope, it's just a.
Sounds way too suspicious. I can see them throw that. You
No.
lied to me. You lied to the utility company. How dare you?
It was a fib.
Unbelievable. Right. So where would you like your power meter?
Oh, listen. It was just a theory on if they could fit. I was putting them in for DeJojo. Look at this pretty pond. All right, I gotta go.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, well, just know that we're watching you, Throwlash. We're watching you.
Sure. Yeah. I am actually kind of terrified, but it's okay. It'll be fine.
Can't believe I forgot to record that whole first conversation. But sometimes that happens. So yeah, if you do want to see the conversations I had with, well, Foxy and Throwlash and then Eggs and all that stuff, then do make sure to go check out their videos. So I've marked out where I think some passenger platforms can go, and Eggs has been making good progress on the cutting, but he seems to have logged out, so I might have to finish that off. But it's been very helpful for me. But as you can see, the platform does come out over the edge here, so we are going to extend this out a little bit further. But before we do that, I want to mark out where the building in front of the station is going to go, the actual sort of station building. And this is the central station on the server, so we're going to make it a nice big grand building. I'm not actually going to be building it today, at least that's not my current plan, but I do want to at least mark out where it's going to go so I can get the terrain sorted and get those roads in. I really want to start seeing some shops over here. I'm thinking maybe something that sort of size for the station would work quite nicely. So that does leave us the question of what to do with the landscape over this bit. So it's going to need to be raised up a little bit, but the question is, how far do we come in? Because it would be nice to have a little bit of a lower section here, but at the same time, if we're thinking about roads, we've got to work out where the roads are going to go and how they're going to connect up, because they're going to be quite wide. And I'm beginning to wonder if the best option for a road might be to have a sort of big central road down the middle here and then swing out to the left to connect up to the power plants, and then have another one that sort of goes around the back of the power station to another sort of shopping area over there. But then the question, of course, is what do we do over this side? Now, I have actually been playing around with the station building a little bit in creative, so maybe I should flesh this out a little bit more, work out where some paths are going to go, and then we'll work out the road from there. And by flesh this out a little bit more, I just mean add in the little pillar things I'm going to have. So something a bit like that with the pillars. So the entrance steps will come out to around about here. Then we'll have a path coming out this way. I guess it doesn't need to be too big. Something like that could do. But then we're going to want that to go onto a street, which will then line the edge of the road. So we are going to be building on top of this and raising up the ground to match this level everywhere. This is just kind of like a blueprint, I guess, just so we can picture the area before we start building, should we need to move anything around. So if this is going to be the road, we want the roads to be 5 blocks wide. But then if it's a main road, we're going to need a center bit and then another 5 blocks, because then we can have two-way traffic. So the road's going to be that wide. Wow, that is pretty wide. But I reckon if we were to put a big sort of road that goes like this, goes up here and then goes over this way, and then maybe a smaller road that kind of loops around the back, then that should give plenty of place for people to put shops, have other roads that come off. Yeah, I reckon we might be able to get this to work. Well, that's a mighty big road, but I'll tell you what, there's actually a lot more space in the middle than I thought. We'll probably have, like, smaller roads just crisscrossing across the middle here, or, I don't know, who knows? Somebody might build a giant shop. But either way, I'm going to leave that up to everyone else on the server to decide where they want to put in additional roads to aid what it is they're trying to sell. And I've also ran the road up round the back here, so when we need to start building shops over there as well, we've got an easy access route. We could potentially put another road that goes down that way, but who knows? But planning-wise, I'd say that's looking pretty good so far. But I've got a hill to remove. The cats are fine, I'm not a monster. but they are kind of in the way, so I'm gonna have to just dig down because I can't actually pick these guys up and move them, and I think it's because they're Stam's cats, and I think they're just leftover cats from when he built his creeper farm. But either way, I don't want to be responsible for removing them from the server permanently. So we're just going to hide them underground. We'll just have a corner of the town that sounds like cats. It's fine. Enjoy your new life, guys. I mean, I do feel a little bit bad, but Stam's not online at the moment, so I can't get him to come over here and clear them. There we go. Cats are gone. And so's the hill. I'll probably put some kind of retaining wall in here, because I think it might be nice to actually have some different levels in the shopping district. But overall, I think that's looking pretty good so far. Nice plan. And I think I've got an idea now of how we're going to tidy all of this up, so we're going to get that sorted, but it does mean that this whole wall here was pointless. Oh well, these things happen, and I'm going to sort out this area over here, because that looks very messy. And in fact, I might even get the road in. Basically, I've still got a whole lot of landscaping to do, so I'm just going to crack on and get it done.
Road.
And a great many hours later, I think I'm making some good progress. We've still got a way to go, though. In fact, instead of flying around, let's jump into free cam. It'd be much easier to see what's going on here. But we've got our road in, we've got our paths in, or at least some of them. They kind of trail off at the moment. Got a basic terrace over there with a very basic retaining wall. And I've fixed this front bit here as well. I do still need to make it look good, of course, but at least you can see what I'm going for now. But the land does reach the station. Everything's all nicey-nicey. The next step is going to be sorting out all the terrain over here and building a station and so on. But to be honest, that's probably going to be in next episode. Rumor has it, the first train on the server has been built, and I'm about to go on a train ride. Let's go find everyone. I'm coming!
Oh, hi, Beardy.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome.
Oh, goodness.
I like to make an entrance. Hey.
Yeah, that was
There
a
we go.
fantastic entrance, Beardy.
Very nice, very nice.
So the train tracks isn't actually connected up to the train station just yet.
That's because there isn't a train station.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it,
I'm gonna say
okay?
that's why. Anyways, follow me.
And there was me expecting a really fancy train.
I didn't have the time.
Let me see.
But the train isn't it isn't the main attraction. It's
Right, okay.
It's the journey.
I was expecting a push cart, like for us just to hand crank the whole way.
Yeah, it's kind of like the idea behind it.
Uh-huh.
To our left here,
Oh, yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, whole tour
we
as
have
well.
Foxy, the horse.
Oh, man, we had a good chat.
Well, he was gonna build the cliff, but I ended up having to build the cliff. Something about his hoofs and them
It
not
being a horse.
great. Yeah, being a horse, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. We just carry along this track. Then we're gonna come to a little section over here that is, unfortunately, a little unfinished.
Oh, you
There's
missed a
still
spot.
overpass.
Okay.
That's a future work in progress project.
Oh, yeah, shoddy workmanship there.
Mhm. Watch your head. Watch your head.
No. But we are coming up to the first main attraction. Actually, the first point where we're gonna get off and look at something.
Ooh, that
Oh.
mountain over there.
No, that's no.
Oh.
no. This
Okay.
bridge.
Oh, hey, look.
Oh. Built bridge.
You just hop on off here. I'd like you guys to appreciate the 2 lodestones in the bridge mostly.
Nice.
But you can appreciate how the bridge looks as well. And actually, since you guys are along here, there's a bunch of flat space here. I haven't filled it back in with trees. If anybody wants to build something, feel free. build a
Well,
little
I mean,
settlement along the tracks or anything?
I did have a lovely place where I was going to build like a massive wondrous base. I've been planning it for like 4 years.
Yeah.
But it turns out that somebody's dug out the entire basement of the area because they're loading it up with redstone and create contraptions. Aren't they, eggs? Aren't they?
Uh-oh. Oh.
Unbelievable. So I don't have a base location anymore. So I'm probably just going to be a nomad and find spots like this to build stuff all over the server. So
To be fair, I looked back at the map. It said Beardy 2, not Beardy.
yeah, it's because I claimed to it. I had an industrial area and a base. Either way, eggs. I've made you feel bad enough about all of this, but it means that I can just go up and down the railway track, finding spots like this and just dumping down farms all over the place.
Fantastic spot for it. Should we continue the tour?
Yeah, now I've made eggs feel bad again. Sorry, eggs. I'll stop bringing it up now. The tour continued over another bridge, through a custom spruce forest, until eventually we stopped in a little village just outside Sam's base area and stole a fox.
I got him.
Oh, hey,
Nice.
there he is.
Look at that.
You can throw Foxy on the
Foxy,
train.
you can take the ride back. Right, but thank you so much for joining me on this little tour of the train tracks that
It was very nice.
everybody will travel all of the time on, and I spent a full week making.
I
And,
had a thoroughly wonderful time.
that's,
Yeah, was it
I love
very
that.
nice.
I love that.
And maybe soon you'll have a destination to go to.
Yes, hopefully, and a passenger train, and I mean the
Soon.
village will be a destination really soon. In fact,
Yeah, hopefully.
that's a very soon project, which Beardy, we have to talk about.
Yeah. We do need to have a little. We'll have a chat about that. But
Anyways,
also, before everyone goes though, by the way, over in the distance in the shopping area, there's now some roads and some paths. Feel free to just nab some land and start placing shops.
Ooh.
It will continue to evolve, and there'll probably be more roads and more shopping district bit behind the power station and all that stuff. But in the meantime, you can just start claiming.
Are we setting up like a central power grid with chain conveyors or not?
Yeah, I mean you got to pay for the power with Beardy's power co. He's not going to be providing that. I could imagine. I couldn't imagine.
I mean,
For the shopping district as well?
in the shopping districts, there will be plots available that have power hookups. Yes.
Yeah, and it's not for farms. It's mostly for like item transfer.
Yeah.
transfer.
Do you really think the energy company is going to give you power for free?
Hey, I could
For
only ask,
free?
right?
You can only ask.
Yeah.
The answer is no. I'll work out something, just a nominal fee, like an IOU will be fine.
I
Yup,
owe you.
there we go.
Well, that was a lovely tour around on the train, and what that tells me is I really do need to get this train station done. But all of this area over here is, I'm afraid, going to have to wait till next episode, because sadly, we're out of time for today's episode, and I know it's been a bit of a bitty one, and me forgetting to record that bit with Eggs and Throwlash definitely wasn't helpful, so do go check out their episodes and actually see how that conversation went. It was a lot of fun, but it's been almost a week since I started this episode, and I really do need to wrap it up. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.